Hello students, we have discussed the three major natural resources, and today we are going to discuss about the last natural resource, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. So children, when we talk about natural vegetation, it includes all the plants that grow under the care of nature without human interference. However, children, the original natural vegetation of the world has now been modified by the human beings, and today, whenever I speak a word natural vegetation, I refer to all the plants that are either grown naturally or they are modified by the human beings. And in the same way, when I say the word wildlife, when we talk about wildlife, it refers to all the animals, all the birds, and other organisms which live in their natural habitat. Natural vegetation and wildlife are found in the narrow zone where lithosphere, that means land, hydrosphere, that means water, and atmosphere, air, meet and interact. And you all are very well aware what the sphere where atmosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere meet is known as. Yes, you are right, it is known as biosphere. So, natural vegetation and wildlife are found in biosphere. All the organisms, children, whether they belong to the plant or animal kingdom, they interact with each other and are interdependent upon each other in one or the other way for their survival. And this interaction between the organisms and their environment, children, is known as the ecosystem. I repeat, the interaction between the organisms and their environment is known as ecosystem. And both natural vegetation and wildlife are very crucial, are very important for our existence. Just for an example, plants provide us with timber, they give shelter to the animals, they provide oxygen we breathe, whereas they protect the soils which are essential for growing crops, and so many. There are innumerable uses of plants, and you can add some more, you can add many more to the list. Whereas wildlife includes our animals, birds, insects, as well as the aquatic life forms. They provide us with milk, meat, wool. Insects give us honey, pollinations of flowers, and so many things. So children, animals are also animals, rather big or small, they form an integral part of the ecosystem. They help a lot in maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. Now let's talk about the various types of natural vegetation. Natural vegetation, as you all know, varies from region to region. This is because sunlight, rainfall, and soil, which are essential for the growth of plants, vary from one region to another. In the beginning of the chapter only we read about कि ये जो resources हैं, soil, water, technology, they are different in different areas, and due to which our natural vegetation is classified into four different types, that is forest, grasslands, deserts, and tundra vegetation. Let's find out what are all the four of them. So children, in the areas where there is heavy rainfall, the huge trees grow, and the forests are thus associated with the areas having abundant water supply. The areas with huge amount of rainfall have large big trees, and those areas are known as forest. Moving on to the second one, as the amount of moisture decreases, children, the size of trees and their density also decreases. Short trees and grasses grow in the region of moderate rainfall and are known as grasslands of the world. So after forest, as we come below, the temperature as well as the rainfall decreases, और जैसे जैसे amount of rainfall decrease होती है, the length of the plants also decreases and they turn into grasslands. Moving on to the third type of natural vegetation, that is deserts. These are the regions, children, where the rainfall is below 20 to 40 centimeter and only shrubs or thorny bushes grow here. This type of natural vegetation is found in the interior of the continents and sometimes extend into the temperate region on the western sides. Here the rainfall is extremely low or no rainfall, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे सिर्फ thorny bushes और shrubs होती हैं, for example cactus. The last type of natural vegetation that we have is tundra vegetation. So children, tundra vegetation is found beyond the Arctic and Antarctic regions. Here the winters are long, the temperature throughout the year is extremely cold, and the growth of the vegetation is very confined. It is very confined to the very short cool summers, and here only a few plants grow, a few dwarf willows, mosses and lichens grow here. So this was about the four types of natural vegetations found in our country: forest, grasslands, deserts and tundra. So now, as you all have come across the fact that in nature there exists a delicate balance between plants and wildlife, this balance must not be disrupted, as it could lead to not just the extinction of species children but also harm the environment. Wildlife, birds, fishes are not only important for our physical health, but they also stimulate our mental health and beautify the nature. Certain forms of wildlife such as fish also provide us with food. And children, forests are our wealth. Plants give shelter to the animals and together they maintain the ecosystem. So changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural habitats of the plants and animals. Many species till now have become vulnerable or endangered, and some are on the verge of extinction. So children, there is a dire need that we start protecting our natural vegetations and wildlife, and here are the some measures in which we can conserve our natural vegetation and wildlife. Let's see what are they. The first one says that reckless cutting of trees or deforestation should be checked. Human beings are cutting the forest for their own personal purposes, for their benefits. They are destroying the natural habitats of the wildlife. So it is very important for the humans to stop the deforestation and protect the natural vegetation and wildlife. Next, the area under forest cover should be increased. That means the number of forests should be increased so that along with the increase in natural vegetations, the animals can also live there freely. Next comes the practice of shifting agriculture should be discouraged. You all are very well aware of the practice of shifting cultivation, in which the people cultivate over a land for few time and then they burn that area and move on to the next area. This makes the land unusable for the next time, so shifting cultivation should be discouraged. Then a large number of trees should be planted to secure our future needs. Afforestation should be promoted in large number. Then children, awareness programs like Van Mahotsav should be encouraged at the regional and community level, so that the school children should also be encouraged and they should be motivated to appreciate the habitat of varied species. Many countries have passed laws against the trade as well as killing of birds and animals. In India, killing of lions, tigers, deers, peacocks is illegal. And children, as an international convention, sites have been established that list special species of animals and birds in which trade is prohibited. You cannot trade in the terms of animals. And as you all know, being the citizen, we all are one. We belong to a single country, and it is very important, and it is only when conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of every citizen. Not only the government, not only a few group of people, not only the officers, it is the duty of every person of the country belonging to the country to secure their natural resources.